Bobby, are you in any way into Dungeons and Dragons?
No, no,
Not at all. Okay. All right.
no,
I thought you were. Weren't you listening to a
no, man.
podcast about D&D?
Never in my life. I'm not.
Am I
I'm a nerd, but I'm not that nerdy.
am I confusing you with someone else? Someone else? Oh, obviously
So
I'm not. I know you're Bobby.
you got this here, right? This is like Pokemon and shit like that. Next level, you got comic books. I ain't there. And then above that, I think you've got D&D, and I'm knocking on the door of like Pokemon nerd, and I won't go above that.
You wouldn't say you're a Pokemon nerd.
Oh no, I am. I'm
You
on
are,
that door.
okay.
That is where I am.
You
Yeah,
just
yeah,
don't go
yeah.
into comic books.
No, no, never been into comic books really. Read a couple of graphic novels, but no.
Okay. Okay. I got comic books here. The comic book store of professional wrestling, right here on my shelf. But I digress. Something I tend to do. So this morning, right? I went to the gym this morning, and then I came back, and I need to find his name. I should know his name before I start this. But I what's the name of the thing? Oreo CEO. So I sent this video. I sent you these videos from College Humor, and this guy that I really like. I became a fan of him. Brennan, what's his name? What's his last name? This is great content. I just realized I didn't know his name. Brendan College Humor. Brennan Lee Mulligan. I knew this. I knew this already. I don't know. I have to look it up, but I did. I knew this already. Brennan Lee Mulligan. I big fan of Brennan Lee Mulligan. Okay. I found about him on the CEO videos that College Humor did, and I kinda went. I've been on a Brennan Lee Mulligan rabbit hole for weeks now. Okay, and today, this morning, after I came back from the gym and I was having my breakfast, a video popped up of a channel which is Dimension 20, and I'm gonna put it in the description if people want to hear it in the show notes. And it's basically a show where they're playing D&D, and he's the dungeon master. People have no idea what we're talking about. It's like kind of like a tabletop role-playing game, and there's one person who's like directing the story as everyone in the characters react to it, and that's the dungeon master, and that's him. And like, I just started seeing loads of content. There's even a game show called Actually, which is basically nerds correcting stuff. It's like a series of, it's like the host gives you a series of facts, and there's 3 contestants, and there's something about those facts that is wrong, and you need to answer by saying actually, you know. Give me a second. Yeah, something people play actually. You were saying something.
Yeah, I know plenty. I know plenty of nerds who would play that without being asked. They just correct you.
which the tagline of the show is, there's only one thing nerds love more than nerd stuff, and that's correcting people. And the entire premise of the show is just like, you need to buzz in and say actually, and give the correction. I'm digressing. I'm in this rabbit hole, right? I get this thing, and I've spent the entire morning, as I was doing other stuff, watching episode 1 of these guys, who happen to also be actors and comedians, which I'm sure helps make it more interesting, playing D&D in front of me. And I think it's going to be a big hyper focus for me in the future, Bobby. I can see myself, I'm not saying like I would play or whatever, but it's really entertaining to watch. It's really funny.
A couple of our regular guys who come to Purpose, who've been to almost every show, they're into their D&D, and one of them is a dungeon master, and they've had to lightly encourage someone else not to play as much because he goes a bit over the top, and I think that's the kind of thing you like.
What do you mean by over the top?
Like he's like, how much do I have to roll on this 20-sided dice to do a triple backflip, cut his head off, and then spring off the wall and kill the other one? Like, you just say attack with the sword, dude. Like,
yeah. I mean, I know little about it. I've played it once with friends, and I had no idea what the hell I was doing. And now that I'm watching, I'm like, oh, okay, now I understand the point of this. I get it. But yeah, you're supposed to, like, you're not the one who comes up with that kind of stuff, or at least you rated it a little bit. Imagine being so bad that you. What kind of person do you have to be that you are kicked out of playing D&D? Can you imagine?
Well, someone who's a bit too into it by the sounds of it. Like, there's a level. You can't be that into it, otherwise it ruins the game, apparently.
Yes, it's about having fun, I think. I don't know. I haven't understood. I'm just like watching comedians playing it, and it's really funny. Welcome to the David Francisco podcast. I'm me, David Francisco, and with me is Bobby Davis. Bobby, say hi.
Hello, everyone. How are you? That was to you, not to everyone.
That's it.
How are you, David?
Oh, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. It's good to have you here. I'm experimenting something, and I think it's going to really work because it has been perfect so far. Trust me. Where I've been doing the podcast for a while, and I really like the podcast. It's a very nice way for me to go like deep into just my thoughts and stuff that's been happening the week and all of that. And one thing that I felt that I was missing is just like felt like it wasn't as interesting to me just like talking to the void or talking to the microphone and getting to hear it as it could be to me just like kind of like bounce off someone else. So I've invited Bobby to experiment this with me here. So here we are experimenting, not like that, and we're trying to figure out this podcasting thing. I think it will be very fun to have people to bounce off, and Bobby is actually a very good person here because, as he's used to, this is the Dave Francisco podcast. He has my name on it. It's about me. It's not an interview, and Bobby's one of the least interesting people I know, so everything checks out.
Go and fuck yourself. Let's go. I was about to make the joke that all of our conversations are about you, but you beat me to it, you prick.
Yeah, but there's a reason why all the conversations are about me. That's the way they are good.
Because you don't shut up.
I actually do. Come on, I actually do. There's been plenty of situations where I just like I'm not saying anything.
Yeah, but knowing you, if you're not saying anything, you're also not listening to anyone.
I'm also doing this in video. If by any chance you're listening to this on the podcast and you prefer, I don't know why you would, but you prefer to see this in video, or you're watching this on YouTube just now and you just realized that I have a podcast, yes, I'm going to do both ways. I'm going to do this podcast here on both Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and any other platform that you have to get podcasts. I should be able to have that done right now. If I don't yet and you want me to put it on a platform, then just let me know. Links to that are on the show notes or on my website, davidfrancisco.net. You can find the feeds and subscribe, and I appreciate you being there and listening. And Bobby actually helps me a lot with purpose. You want to tell people how you're involved in wrestling?
Yeah. Well, I am the head of production of Purpose. Lots of graphics making, lots of video editing, and commentary, which is probably the most fun part, apart from when I have to do it with you. But we get by. We do it.
That was funny. Yeah.
Can we roll it on? I've got to do the Rex Armstrong podcast after this. I'm really looking forward to it.
Rex Armstrong doesn't have a podcast.
Yeah, I know.
Rex Armstrong hardly has social media. I remember when he didn't have it, he had to be pushed into it. You know, Speak Rex. There it is. You're not gonna affect me because I know you just. It's some of that British banter, isn't it? So funny. You people are ridiculous.
Just how we roll, man.
Yeah, you people are ridiculous. Yes, and like, yeah, I work with Bobby on a lot of projects, and this is another one that we're working on. So he's used to talking about me and having these conversations, and I thought let's just put this in front of a microphone and a camera and do this live and talking here and talk about my week. In this case, my 2 weeks. I want to talk about the last 2 weeks that I've had. You were there in the beginning of these 2 weeks. It was like super insane. Like I had a Purpose show in the middle of a ridiculously insane week. The week leading up to a Purpose show is always insane. We had Into the Light, and people are saying it was the greatest show we've ever put together. So you're welcome.
I saw a certain review that said the main event was the favourite match of the year so far. In the same year, we've had Oku and Ospreay, so you know.
So they liked Nino and Oku better than they liked Ospreay and Oku.
Yeah, I saw that tweet, and I enjoyed it a lot. Gave me a big smile.
It was a very good day, right? It was a very, very nice time. I defeated the Reese to advance in the Purpose Wrestling Championship tournament. It was a good match, right? Tell everyone how good of a match it was.
It was a great match. I mean, there were some certain sections of the crowd that weren't really on your side, but you put that away.
Listen, people have the right to cheer for whatever they want. Do you know how many people came afterwards and apologized to me? It was people like coming to me and just apologizing for the fact that they were cheering for the other guy, and I'm like, it's wrestling, it's okay. I'm so sorry, I don't want to like ruin it. Ruining it, it's okay. Like some people get tons of cheers and crowd support, and some people win matches. It's the deal of the trade.
I think the crowd will get behind you more if you shout your dial code first, and then that seems
I have no idea what my dial code is. I don't know my house number.
I don't even have a house number.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure there'll be like a connection that you can connect and you'll be there. I just don't know my house number. I have it on my phone. I just don't know it. I don't know.
I do recall a few 0208 chants going, so that might be it.
Were they really 0208 chants?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't clock
that. So somewhere, there was the MLD section over to the right of the entrance, and they were chanting 0121, and then some people at the back of the room were chanting 0208. So
the local wars in England that was starting here. I love it. No, it was a very fun show. A lot of people are saying that it was like top tier show maybe that we've put together. Definitely one of the best that we've done, which is pretty good. Makes me really proud. It's pretty established, right? I feel like it's Purpose now is pretty established in what it is, and we were looking for. We had a great announcement. We're gonna go monthly from June. So if you guys want to join us, then feel free to. All the information is on not yet, but it will be not at the time of this recording on purposewrestling.com. We'll update all of that, and it's very exciting. Like, it's a nice, exciting future. I feel like it's building a nice wave of momentum, and we can continue to build on what we're doing so far with the Purpose Wrestling Championship tournament. We got semifinals. I got Jordan Breaks. Aren't you excited for that match, Bobby?
That is going to be a good one. And like both semifinals, obviously you and Breaks. I don't think I've seen you and Breaks go at it before. I know you have, but I don't think I've been there for it.
It's on my that match is on my YouTube channel. youtube.com/David Francisco channel.
I'll have to go back and watch. I assume you both probably improved since then as well. So I am like Jordan really honing his craft with the match against Doug, and he's just been putting it out. And then obviously you've been hitting your big matches with RevPro. I think it's going to be a good one. And then the other semi-final, Mills and Nino, that's going to be incredible as well.
I think they'll be able to. It'll just be good. It'll be so good. And there's other stuff that's going to happen on that show as well. There's been a few challenges thrown around. Rex Armstrong and Jordan Saeed, just punching each other, fighting each other, resulting in a tag team match for that show. It's JJ and Rex versus Saeed and RJ. And the losing team must disband from wrestling.
East City Sovereigns and Two Good Eggs. It's going to be two established teams all over the country, and then one of them is going to be gone. That's it. Done.
What was your favorite stuff about the Purpose show?
Oh, I did. I was about to say I did enjoy Rex and Jordan's confrontation, but Jordan may have pushed his luck a bit, bringing JJ's daughter into it. But I think Rex made him pay. And I mean, it can't be understated how good the OJMO and Nino Bryant was. Especially the OJMO's face when he was told Destination Everywhere couldn't be at ringside. That was fun.
You'll be able to see all of that pretty soon in the VOD. That's going to come out as soon as we finish it, and it's ready to go. It will be on
$3.99 for
purposeracing.com.
Patreon.
Yes, /VOD. It's a very good way to like support. If you want to support the company, you know, like it's less than like a coffee at one of these big chains or whatever it is. I don't know. I don't drink coffee. Or maybe the same price per month, and you get to give us to support us and help us, you know, invest back in the future. So that should be pretty good. It just Purpose feels like it's been a long time ago. It's sure it's been 2 weeks, right? But I've done so much since, right? So I had that show on Friday, that Purpose show that you were at, and then on Saturday I went to Huntington. I think it's the T first. I don't know, why do you allow, no, not you, but just in general, okay? There's a town called Huntington and there's a town called Huntingdon, and you think this is okay? Explain yourself.
I mean, there's two Bromleys. Like, let's not.
Why? Like, why is there not someone that just came in and be like, okay, let's listen. We need to figure this out. I saw a video about the London boroughs and about how actually there are people that are just trying to figure everything out to be like, okay, this makes no sense. We need to make this clearer. But there's just like traditionalists that just live by tradition and just want things the exact same way that were before. So that's why, like, there's some rules about the boroughs I couldn't find. That's why you have the Royal Borough of Hammersmith and Fulham, for example, you know, and the Chelsea one as well. It all goes down to rich people pulling their weight. I don't know why I went from Huntington to this, but we did. Speaking of rich people, I wrestled Lord Gideon Grey that day. I had 2 matches on that day. It was against Lucian Phillips in the afternoon show and against Gideon Grey in the evening show. These Huntington shows, like, it's the first time that I've been there, and it's a really like nice small venue, as in like a cozy venue that we're at, and it's really interesting how like RevPro just runs 2 shows there, so people can make a day out of it of going to wrestling, and some people did, like just people that were there on both shows, and it's just a really nice experience. It was really nice to go there for the first time, wrestling in front of the people there. Lucian Phillips chops me so hard in the back that I think I'm still marked right now. Like, it was such a hard chop that like it left the mark. All right, it's just brutal, Bobby. Brutal.
Just one chop as well, not even a.
So it was. So he bends me over, okay, and he chops me like with both hands on my shoulder blades.
Oh, Keith Lee style. Yeah.
Yeah, but to my back. Yeah, and I think it's probably still marked right now. He's a hairy beast. Have you seen him live?
I haven't. No, I couldn't make these shows, but he's a big dude.
You almost came to the 229 last time we were there, and before the Purpose show. So like, yeah, like that was painful, and then. Sure, it was painful, but like I still got to get my shots in, and it was fun, you know. Like, in a way, it was fun. Like, it's just like I like it's professional wrestling, right? It's physicality. You need to kind of like love like physicality to enjoy pro wrestling, and that's pretty cool. It's just like being able to slowly being introduced to all these RevPro audiences, and like with all this, and also like get all these matches and this experience. It's been fun being a contender, you know. It's been pretty fun, and then in the evening show I wrestled Gideon Grey, which meant that I have had the pleasure of punching Gideon Grey in the face and hitting him really hard, which is always a pleasure. The first thing I do is kick him in the head, just with a huge enziguri. I hope he's listening, and I hope he enjoys it and he remembers, and that his head is still ringing. Dare I say, he had to cheat to get the win, you know? Gideon Grey had to cheat to beat a contender. That's how good I am, Bobby. That's how pretty good I am.
What did he do? I don't put it above him to do it. I'm just asking what he did. I understand that I know what it's like.
Listen, I'm an expert on cheating. I've done a lot in my life, and I thought exactly what he did it. And I kind of I kind of saw it coming as it was happening, but it was too late for me to react. He manipulated the situation into putting me in front of the referee, moving like the referee's attention for a second, only, and like him, referee, having to look another way, only for him to low blow me, and then putting half chicken wing, a CrossFit chicken wing on me to get the win. I know, right? Despicable.
Scumbag.
I don't like people that cheat, you know. I'm glad I've never done it in my life.
No, I've never seen you low blow, eye rake, distract the ref. I've never seen any of that.
Listen, I respect it, right? I think that if I'm gonna ditch it out, then I need to sometimes know that it's gonna come back to me. Are you drinking Coke?
Yeah, you might have caught me there. Yeah, on the David Francisco podcast. I know.
You're drinking Coke on the wow. I'm like, you know, when you're invited to go to someone else's house, you know, when you go and visit someone, you don't disrespect them like that.
No, I usually drink Pepsi, you know, Diet Pepsi. Not none of that Pepsi Max stuff. But I've run out.
And you decided to, instead of getting the good drink, Pepsi Max, you decided to get Diet Coke. And you thought, yeah, it's the same thing. Right? Yeah. You know that in a blind test it isn't. And I found I found out the other day on these blind tests, because I'm obsessed with this, about the fact that people in general prefer Pepsi to Coke, but then they realize, like, there's people who, after they're told which one was Pepsi and which one is Coke, they change their mind. They go, actually, I liked that other one better. Because it's not about taste, it's about identity.
Do you know what this is? Do you know what this is about? This is about the fact that in Tesco, there was like 24 cans for $5, and Pepsi was like 12 quid for a 24 cans. So.
Quality costs.
Well,
you pay for quality. All right? It happens. You pay for quality. Anyways, the day after all of these matches that I've had, like I had 4 matches in 3 days, I wrestled Joshua James, my fellow contender that I've teamed with a lot in the past few months. It was the first time on this new batch of contenders that contender faced contender, and this time he got me. You know, he got me. I'm still undefeated. I'm still. What's the opposite of undefeated? Overfeated.
I was trying to think of unwinning. Yeah, unwinning.
I'm still looking for my first win in a RevPro ring. But speaking of
man, you had a hard weekend.
Listen. First of all, I didn't. Okay, I'm glad that I had the match with Reese first and not last. Right.
I'm kind of upset that I missed this weekend of your matches, because I do enjoy watching you get your ass beat.
Oh, screw you. You can see them on rpwondemand.com when those videos come out. Yeah, it was very tiring. It was great. It was very rewarding. It's really cool that my mind always goes back to this, right? It's like I've been inside the house 2 years with no shows and stuff, right? It's really cool that, like, it's tiring show, whatever, but at the same time, it's cool that the shows are happening again. You know? It's pretty cool that things are back, and weekends like this is pretty nice. But yeah, I had to, like, this last week I just like was time off. It was literally, with the exception of training, going to the gym and stuff, it was like proper time off. I wanted to record this podcast last week and I didn't, which, because I just wanted to rest. Although we were going to try this last week and we didn't, so here I am, and yeah, it's been good to recharge. You know, it's been good to relax and recharge, which is pretty cool. And then Saturday, I went down to Portsmouth to train in the morning and then be a part of the Contenders 2.0 show. The show that the Portsmouth School of Wrestling and RevPro put together for the students there. Apparently it's an annual tradition, right? It's the Revolution Rumble which is a Royal Rumble with students, and we a few people from the London contingent that's been going down to the school were part of the Rumble. I was as well, and the Rumble was won by Kai. You've met Kai. Have you met Kai? Kai Phillips. Maybe you didn't. Maybe I'm confusing you with the person that listens to a Dungeons and Dragons podcast.
Yeah, well, I don't really know where to start with the Dungeons and Dragons thing, but no, I'm not met Kai.
Yeah, Kai's like this student from London. He went down and he has a lot of potential. There's a lot of potential in that school there. Yeah, I think hopefully be able to see a few, if not a ton of those faces up here in London soon. Wink, wink. Wink, wink, Bobby. It was pretty cool. It's really fun. Sure, sometimes it does feel like you're like in a hamster wheel and you're just going through the motions and stuff. But one of the good things about doing this podcast is that I can just look back and be like, you know what? No, yeah, it was good times. We're doing what we set out to do, right? So that's all we can ask for. We don't need to ask for anything else. So yeah, I had some nice 2 weeks, Bobby. Thank you for asking.
I did want to point out that you said that Purpose show was 2 weeks ago, but on day of recording, it was just over a week.
No, it wasn't. Was it? No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
See,
it's only the 18th, man. Yeah.
See, like it feels like forever. It feels like a long time ago. I've done so much in between. You know, even with a week off, it just feels like it was a long time ago. You know.
Yeah, it's been a madness, really, isn't it? Like, been a ton of wrestling shows on as well. But like, not just, obviously ones that you're on. I know WrestleForce were there for a weekend. I know Progress had some shows. Did they not?
Yeah, this weekend, Sunday and Monday.
Yeah, so it's just been a bit of a madness for wrestling, really, isn't it? And then obviously an extra AEW show this week. Battle of the Belts 2.
WrestleMania was 2 weeks ago. Just like, yeah, there's been a lot of stuff. April's been pretty busy. You went to this WrestleForce show to take pictures as well, didn't you? First time taking pictures of it?
I did. Yeah. The guys at WrestleForce asked for a photographer, and I was like, I've done some photography before, but not for wrestling. I did roller derby. I've done ice hockey, but I was like, well, I suppose I'll give wrestling a crack as well. I do love it. And it went pretty well. Got some good pictures. Got to see...
They've been good.
Obviously, Jordan Said. Yeah, I spent half of yesterday still editing. But got to see Jordan Said get tackled through a door. That was good fun.
You were there?
Yeah.
I saw that clip. You were there? I didn't know you were there. Smashing Mike just decides to like ram in through a door. Good. Well done. I'm sure the venue will love that.
He got. It was very funny. Jordan decided it was a good idea to body slam Toner on the stage, and I don't think Smashing Mike enjoyed it. Just send Jordan flying.
The clip of that is online somewhere. I'm sure if you look for like Smashing Mike's or Saeed's social media, you'll be able to find it there. And these speeches we're talking about, they can see a few, if not a lot of them, on your Instagram, right?
Yes, BDavies_creative. Find me there.
You can see that and like graphics work and stuff that Bobby does. You can follow me at I'm David Francisco everywhere. Twitter is at I'm D Francisco. If you're whatever you're listening to this or watching this, make sure you subscribe and follow. Give it a share if you like. And if you want to support David Francisco, you can get the merch. You can, that was the wrong side. You can get the shirts. You can get the merch. DaveFrancisco.net/merch, where is it? You can find it. You can find it. You can find everything. DaveFrancisco.net. Links to all of this in the show notes, which you can find in the description of the podcast. And I think this worked. We may do it again next week, Bobby.
Yeah, I'm game if you are.
Cool. The only thing you're not game for is Dungeons and Dragons, apparently. Because
No. I don't think I've got time for that. It lasts hours.
snob geekiness. I don't know. I have no idea. I just saw it. I'm like, I am having fun watching this. I'm going to continue to watch this as we go. Thank you so much for. Yeah, go ahead.
Say my biggest exposure to Dungeons and Dragons is in Stranger Things. So
I never watched Stranger Things.
The new trailer looks great, and apparently the new big bad in it is a Dungeons and Dragons monster. So how that's going to work, I don't know, but looking forward to it.
I guess you'll find out. I never watched it. I should add that to the list of my series that I'll eventually do about stuff that I've never watched. You know, but I'll just
and your list of movies that I
yeah, exactly. That's what it is, right? I'll just title that series like it's literally the title for every single whatever it is that I'm going to do about that is going to be I never watched Rogue One. You know, and I'm going to start with I never watched Rogue One, but it's time. Or so like what's a classic that I've never watched? Give me a classic that I ever watched.
You watched Reservoir Dogs?
I've never watched Reservoir Dogs. Okay. It's the title. That's just going to be the title. I'm going to start with I've never watched Reservoir Dogs. I can't even say the name of it, apparently. I've never watched Reservoir Dogs. What the hell? I've never watched Reservoir Dogs.
I don't want to.
Today, I'm going to change it.
I don't want to ruin your parade, but there is a TV show already called I've Never Seen Star Wars. It is about people who have never done or seen or done things that everyone else says they should have.
Where's this TV show?
I think was it on Dave or something, but I've definitely seen an episode or two of it. It intrigued me as a big Star Wars fan, a TV show called I've Never Seen Star Wars. But it's not all about Star Wars, but it's about like big films and TV shows and music. I don't know if it's hosted as more of a documentary. Let me have a look.
Who runs it? Let me find the name of the person that runs it, because I just want to talk.
It's Marcus Brigstock, the Brig.
I don't know what that is.
He's a comedian, posh but very left wing. He's very funny.
Do I know him?
He was on Argumental for a long time.
Listen,
he does stand up.
You're talking like I grew up in this country and I've watched your TV. Well, maybe something bad will happen to him, and he can't use the name of that franchise anymore.
I hope not. He's very funny. I do enjoy his work.
I'll check it out. Bobby, where can people follow you and stuff?
Just Instagram, bdavies_creative. Find me there. I do have a Twitter, but all I do is retweet purpose stuff, so probably not worth following.
It is. Follow it. Buy a ticket. Excited for the next show? We've talked about the next show, right? Information, yes, we've covered that.
We covered the two and the tag match. I think the OJMO might need to respond to Solomon at some point soon, because I think he's going to end up in his bed or something. I don't know.
In his bed? Oh, Solomon's going to.
Yeah.
What a dark, Solomon's twisted note to finish this on. That was horrible, boy.
I know.
That was horrible.
And yet, if the OJMO sends a video of it, I wouldn't be surprised.
With that note, hope you enjoyed the dual podcast. Let me know. Give me some feedback. We'd love to hear what you got to say. And maybe next week we'll bring voice notes back, because I really like voice notes. And we get to both reply to it. Or me reply to it and Bobby can say whatever he wants. Maybe we can do that. Cool. Thanks for listening. Talk to you next time. Cool.
Bye.